Talk more about polynomial and behavior. So we touched on this in the last video, but just to be safe, let's make it all explicit and talk about why and behavior is the way it is. So let's start out with something like y equals x cubed. So if we make an xy table for this, and let's just say we plug in -10 for x and 10 for x. Well, -10 cubed is -1,000, and 10 cubed is 1,000, positive 1,000. So if we graph this, then at 10 we've got like 1,000, and at -10 we've got -1,000. So something like this. So maybe our graph looks something like that. Now, if we added, let's just say plus x, a lower order term, then we would just have, here we just have -10, and here we just have +10. So this would go down to -10,010 here, and positive 10,010 here. But in terms of like what the graph looks like, that's just such a minuscule adjustment. You can barely even see the adjustment. This x here is just peanuts, and compared to this x to the cubed, this x to the cubed just dominates over the x. It's just so much more that the x doesn't really affect it too much. But now suppose that we add like an x to the sixth term. So when we plug in -10, then that's going to be well, this part goes to -1010, but then this part goes to positive 1,000,000. So just gonna make a new xy table at -10. So at -10 becomes positive 1,000,000 minus the original 1010 that we had before, which is like still about 1,000,000. And at 10 we've got again positive 1,000,000 plus the 1010 we had before, plus 1010, and it's still positive 1,000,000 roughly. So the graph then is going to look something like 10 here, negative here, like positive 1,000,000 here, positive 1,000,000 here. So maybe it'll look something like that. So you can see how originally we had an x to the cubed, x cubed, and we added a lower term, the x, and then it didn't really change anything in the big picture. But right when we added a bigger term, the x to the sixth, then bam, this term is the one that dominated everything. And then the end behavior looks like the end behavior of like x to the sixth, goes up here rather than like one down, one up. So you can, if you want to get an even better feel for that, you can play around with trying some different functions, like maybe try like what happens if you were to, like, instead of plus x to 6, what if you change this to minus x to 6? Or what if you change it to like a minus x to the 7th at the end? Or yeah, you can just play around with that on your own and get some good intuition for what's going on.